Well, let's turn a little bit to process and talk to Rob and hear a little bit about his story. So you came into this cold. You didn't know John Smale. You had a natural skepticism as a journalist of CEOs and big business. So what convinced you to take on this really big project?
Before I answer that, let me just say that I would not, upon my worst enemy, wish that they follow John Pepper in speaking to a P&G audience. That said, so yes, I did come to this without a whole lot of background knowledge about John Smale, but you asked why I took the project. On a superficial level, I came to this as a journalist, and if you come from that tradition, what you want is to be the first one to tell a story, or barring that, to be the first one to tell it from a particular perspective. So it was pretty clear for me to the start that there were great stories here. Just to pick a few, Smale's, the success with Crest toothpaste as such a young man, the enormous growth of Procter & Gamble under his leadership, the turnaround that he executed at General Motors, any one of those things by themselves is a great story. String them together, you've got a fantastic narrative that just by itself would make for a good book. But as I did more research and dug a little deeper, I became convinced that his career deserved to be remembered, and it wasn't for what I came to think of as the headline elements of his tenure at P&G and GM. It was, as Meredith has mentioned, it was the way he led, which is to say, as a steward, as someone who believed that the company he was running, and I think he felt this about both P&G and GM, was something much, much larger than him that deserved to be perpetuated. That was the word that he used. I'm not sure if you quoted that, but perpetuated. And think about what that means. That ties into the book, perpetual, forever. He intended these things to be there forever. I came to see that he didn't see these companies as a black box that spat out profits at the end of every quarter. He saw them in multiple different ways. They were not just a company that provided products that people wanted and that arguably made their lives better. It also provided work and meaning to thousands of people employed by the company, allowed them to support their families. And as the one in charge of P&G, he also had to pay attention to the fact that the company supported thousands upon thousands of retirees who relied on the dividend payments from the stocks to kind of keep their lives going. He saw many, many dimensions of the companies that he ran, including their role in the communities that they served. And I don't think that you find that kind of vision in all corporate leaders. And when you do, I think it's worthy of remembrance. So that's, in a large part, what attracted me to this story.